The welterweight class has seen some real fighters in them. The ring is burning with passion, and no real fighter is ready to back down. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know where you are, don't worry, you've come to the right place. Want to know who's the best welterweights in the world right now? Well, look no further, because we got you covered. Be prepared for a detailed analysis and the most thorough ranking of the top 10 welterweights of the world. At number 10, we have Rajab Butayev, coming in with a record of 14-1 with 11 KOs. The expert view on him in the past was him being an excellent amateur who showed some promise when he took the unbeaten record of Haner Gonzalez, UD8. The Russian lost to Alexander Besputin only for his compatriot to test positive for a banned substance in the aftermath. The result was changed to a no contest. The 28-year-old bounced back to impressively beat down Jamal James, TKO 9, before losing to Stanionis, SD12. His showing enough against Stanionis to prove he belongs is what keeps the fire burning. He might look to get back in the win column before targeting a rematch. Next up, we have Conor Benn. He's got an amazing record of 21-0 with 14 of them being KOs. The son of Nigel Benn initially looked on the road to nowhere. However, to his immense credit, he has proved to be a chip off the old block. The 25-year-old is very aggressive and heavy-handed. Sound familiar? He has shown that vaunted power against Samuel Vargas, TKO 1, former world champion Chris Algieri, KO 4, and perennial contender Chris Van Heerden, TKO 2. He will be stepping up to face Chris Eubank Jr. in a massive UK grudge match on October 8th. At number 8, we have David Avanasian. David is an experienced fighter with a record of 29-3-1 with 17 KOs. And that's not all. The aggressive Russian made his bones fighting at home. He beat a shell of former boxing superstar Shane Mosley, UD12, then pushed Lamont Peterson close, narrowly losing a 12-round decision. He was stopped by Kavaliauskas, TKO 6, but rebounded to win 6 fights, including an on-the-road win over Kerman Leheraga, TKO 9, to claim the European title. He also took the unbeaten record of talented Josh Kelly, TKO 6. He will defend his EBU title against John Miguez before the end of the year. Coming up next, number 7. Meet Keith Thurman, the powerhouse with a record 31 and a massive KO number of 22. Thurman scored impressive wins over former world title holders Carlos Quintana, TKO 4, and Jan Zavik, UD12, before securing the WBA 147-pound title. He has since edged Sean Porter, UD12, and unified with WBC title holder Danny Garcia, SD12. Lost his unbeaten record to Pacquiao, but one time has been blighted by persistent hand injuries and inactivity. He snapped a 2.5-year spell of inactivity when he bested Mario Barrios, UD12, in February. He's likely to be the biggest beneficiary if Spence Crawford doesn't happen. In that event, Thurman is likely to face Spence. Alternatively, he could headline later this year while waiting on a title shot. Up next on number 6, we have Eimantas Stanionis, a young fighter showing a lot of promise. He's got a record of 14-0 and a KO number of 9. He turned professional after an excellent amateur career concluded at the 2016 Olympics. The Lithuanian moved to America, and his aggressive style allowed him to adapt quickly to the professional ranks. He owns wins over Justin Deloach, KO 9, Delorme, UD12, and more recently, overcame the previously unbeaten Rajab Butayev via a hard-fought 12-round split decision. Waiting to see how talks between Spence Jr. Crawford unfold, he's likely to appear in some capacity in the next couple of months. Coming up at number 5, Virgil Ortiz Jr., a massive hard hitter. This is one you'd want to watch out for. With a record of 19-0 with all of the wins being KOs, Virgil Jr. is not coming slow and is a deadly fighter. The aggressive 24-year-old Texan has developed into a popular local ticket seller. Ortiz's thudding power has seen him stop every opponent he has faced to date. He holds wins over former junior welterweight title challenger Antonio Orozco, KO 6, former 140-pound title holder Maurice Hooker, KO 7, and an impressive bludgeoning of former welterweight title champion Egidius Kavaliauskas, TKO 8. Ortiz had been due to face Michael McKinson in March, but had to be pulled out with rhabdomyolysis. After receiving the all-clear, Ortiz returned and overcame a slow start to stop the Brit in 9 rounds. As the WBO mandatory challenger, Ortiz waits to face Crawford. That won't be next, unless Spence Jr. Crawford fails to materialize. Next up at number 4, we have Jordanis Ugas. He's a fairly good, experienced fighter with a lot of good wins under his belt. He boasts a record of 27-5. He's got an impressive 12 KOs to add to his name. This Cuban amateur standout won gold at the 2005 World Championships and bronze at the 2008 Olympics. He turned professional at 140 pounds and initially struggled with the transition, losing 3 times. However, Ugas has since flourished at welterweight, beating the likes of Jamal James, UD10, Bryant Perella, TKO 4, Thomas Delorme, UD10, and Ray Robinson, TKO 7, to earn a long overdue title opportunity. He gave then WBC title holder Porter all he could handle before dropping a split decision. The 36-year-old rebounded with 3 wins before scoring a career-best triumph over Manny Pacquiao, UD12, to become the WBA titleist. In his first defense, he put up a game effort before yielding his title to Spence Jr. TKO 10 in a unification bout. We hope he will get back in the mix after his strong showing against Spence. The top 3 are about to be presented. Drum rolls, lights, camera, whatever you got for me. Here's the top 3rd on the list, Jaron Ennis. Some of you would want him higher on the list or lower, but hey, this is how we see him. He's got an amazing record to boast about. 29 wins and 0 losses. An experienced fighter and a hard hitter too. A testimony to his hard hitting being the 27 KOs he's got. This brilliant American switch hitter might just be the next big star in boxing. He learned to box from a very young age in Philadelphia with his father and brothers. Boots has an elite mix of power and speed that has been a nightmare for anyone he's faced so far. Indeed, the manner in which he brutally dispatched former junior welterweight title holder Sergey Lipinets, KO 6, Thomas Delorme, KO 1, and Castillo Clayton, KO 2, tells you all you need to know. Like everyone else, Ennis, the IBF mandatory challenger, is waiting to see how negotiations unfold between Spence and Crawford. Likely to face Cody Crowley in the fall before fighting for the title in 2023. Here comes number 2, Terence Crawford. An experienced fighter with an amazing record. Quite amazing, actually. How so? Well, you see, he's got 37 fights with 37 wins and a sweet 0 losses. And the firepower of his punches is something you have to dread about, because this guy has 29 knockouts, and that too with the most powerful fighters. The super talented American switch hitter has won titles at 135, 140, and 147. However, it was his body of work at junior welterweight where he became undisputed champion, which helped separate him from the rest. Since moving to welterweight, the 34-year-old Nebraska native has claimed the WBO title and made 5 successful defenses. Notable wins at 147 include Amir Khan, TKO 6, Kell Brook, TKO 4, and most recently, Sean Porter, TKO 10. For future fights, you just have to know that he's still in negotiations to face Errol Spence. And now for the final piece on the list. The star of this list and the king of welterweights. He is the dreaded and powerful Errol Spence Jr. He doesn't have the most fights on this list, but that's all right. Experience is nothing against raw talent and fighting aptitude like his. With a record of 28 wins and 0 losses, he's aiming straight to a place higher than the top. And by the way, he's got 22 KOs against the most brutal fighters known to man. Spence represented the US at the London 2012 Olympics. After making the switch to the professional ranks, he moved his medal by stopping Kell Brook, TKO 11, on the road in England to win the IBF welterweight title. The 32-year-old has made 6 defenses and added WBA and WBC titles. He holds championship wins over Mikey Garcia, UD12, Sean Porter, SD12, Danny Garcia, UD12, and Jordanis Ugas, TKO 10. The man is still in negotiations to face Terrence Crawford. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 elite of the welterweight world. Are you fired up? Because we sure are. If you liked the video, please leave us a fat thumbs up. And don't forget to share the video and subscribe to never miss out on future videos. We'll see you in the next video. As always, take care and goodbye.